Hi friends, it's Joan at 10 Pentacles Tarot. Welcome to Lesson 3 of Tarot 101 for beginners. If you haven't looked at the first lessons, Lesson 1 covers what is the tarot and an introduction to the tarot, and Lesson 2 is all about the anatomy of a tarot deck. So when you buy a tarot deck, what can you expect to find in it? All right, so this lesson is all about the Major Arcana. If you watch the other lessons, you'll know that the tarot is divided into two main sections, the Major Arcana and the Minor Arcana. Now, the word arcana means mystery or secrets, and the Major Arcana is all about the big happenings in your life, your major life themes, your major lessons and events, and your major transformations that you're going through. And so there are 22 cards in the Major Arcana. We have 0, the full card, and then it goes all the way through number 21, the World. So it helps a lot if you lay your cards out in like 3 rows. So I'm assuming that by now you've bought your own version of the Rider-Waite Tarot, or Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot. I asked to get something that is associated with the imagery in the Rider-Waite deck, simply because this will help you to understand what I'm talking about a lot better. All right, so the first card in the Major Arcana is the Fool. And the Fool is like the innocent, okay? He doesn't know what he should fear. He doesn't know... He's ready to embrace the world. He's ready to see what the world has to offer. He has no fear because he hasn't experienced much to know what to be scared of. So he's like a child. And the Major Arcana is often called the Journey of the Fool. And it's about the people he meets and the experience he has. Before we go into that, let's look here. The Magician. These are the cards. Number 1 is the Magician. Number 2, the High Priestess. Number 3, the Empress. Number 4, the Emperor. Number 5, the Hierophant. Number 6, the Lovers. Number 7, the Chariot. Number 8 is Strength. Number 9 is the Hermit. Number 10 is the Wheel of Fortune. Number 11 is Justice. Number 12 is the Hanged Man. Number 13 is Death. Number 14 is Temperance. Number 15 is the Devil. Number 16 is the Tower. Number 17 is the Star. Number 18 is the Moon. Number 19 is the Sun. Number 20 is Judgment. And number 21 is the World. So let's look at these first in terms of the Fool and his journey through life. And let's see what each card maybe has to offer him. This will give you some insight into the meanings of the cards. Now, of course, when you are doing a reading, and I suggest you start doing readings right away, because nothing beats actually working with the cards. And you can get a sense of the meaning from what the pictures show. These meanings are fairly easy to remember. It will take you some time, but that's like with anything worth knowing, it is going to take some time. So don't be frustrated if you don't know everything right away, because you won't. All right, so the Fool starts his journey. He's going out into the world. He's new at everything. He doesn't know what to expect. And the first person he meets is the Magician. Okay, so this is the Magician card. Take a look at that. And pull out your Magician and look at it for a minute. Now, the first person the Fool meets is the Magician, who shows him that as long as he can stay grounded and connected with the source, he can manifest whatever he wants. Okay? The Magician, look, he's connected with the earth. He's connected with the source as well. And he has everything he needs to get whatever he wants. He has something from the suit of wands, the suit of cups, the suit of swords, and the suit of pentacles. So he's spiritually with it, he is emotionally with it, he is intellectually with it, and he is physically with it. And when I say with it, I mean he has everything he needs to manifest what he wants. Okay, so that's what the Magician is about. He is about manifesting what you want and what you desire. So imagine that this first person that is met by the Fool, the Magician, tells the Fool, look, you can do everything you want if you stay grounded, if you work hard, and if you just know that you have everything within you to achieve everything you want to. All right, the second person that the magician meets is the High Priestess. Now, the High Priestess is all about inner wisdom and using your intuition. Sorry. The High Priestess builds on what the magician has taught, and she shows him that the world is not always what it seems to be, and that there's a great deal of mystery involved in life. She shows him how to access that which cannot be seen through his intuition. All right, the third person that the Fool meets is the Empress, and the Empress is all about mothering. She is the mother figure, and she teaches him about nurturing and about love, motherly love. And then the Empress would be the father figure, and he's all about structure, and he is all about rules, and this is the fatherly type of guidance that the Emperor introduces to the Fool. So he is all about structure and rules and how you should do things. All right, and foundations, building foundations. And then the Fool meets the Hierophant, and the Hierophant teaches the Fool about morals and how he should behave and what he should think and what he should believe. Now, the Hierophant has a lot to do with religion and also with education, okay? So it's often said that the Hierophant is the connector between heaven and earth. All right, so that's the Hierophant. And sometimes it's about convention and about conventional themes, which you may or may not agree with. And it's about belonging to a group of people who have the same belief as you. All right, so there are a lot of different meanings to the cards. I'm just giving you some basic ones. And then, with the Lovers, the Fool realizes, okay, I've met these archetypes. They've shown me a lot about life, and now I'm on my own, and I can make my own choices. And the Lovers can be about romantic love, love interest, or it can also be about choices, all right? And so this can be about making choices. Also, the next card is the Chariot. Now, the person with the Chariot shows the Fool that when he sets his mind to something, he can move forward. And the Chariot is all about going for your goals, moving forward, being confident, and just going for whatever you want. And that is what the Chariot is about. The next card is Strength. And Strength reminds the Fool that he doesn't always have to be striving like with the Chariot, but he can find his power and his strength from within. And it also talks about strength being more than forcefulness or brute force. Strength sometimes comes from being kind and from being compassionate. And this kind of strength comes from inside you, and we all have that strength and fortitude that we need. Now, the Hermit is a wise old soul, and this Hermit shows the Fool the value of taking time alone and going inside to find your inner wisdom, to find his inner wisdom. And so a lot of times we realize that the answers lie within, and that spending time alone can help you access those answers. And this may be in meditation or whatever. This is what the Fool learns from the Hermit. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune, and This is where the Fool discovers that everything is not all sunshine and roses, that life has its ups and downs. Sometimes we have good times, everything's going great, and then it'll change and we'll go through some times that are not so great. But when you get this card and you're going through bad times, it means that things are going to improve. And if you get this card and you're going through good times, it tells you to enjoy this while you can, because you know, things won't always be this great. All right, then the Fool comes to Justice. And Justice steps in to remind the Fool that his actions carry consequences, both positive and negative. All right. So this can be about positive judgments or negative judgments, or feeling that you're not being treated fairly, or, you know, depending on the position in your spread. But don't worry about this. So this is all about justice. Just remember that. It's about your choices and the consequences of your choices. And then the Fool comes to the Hanged Man. Now people freak out about this card, but I'm not sure why, because the Hanged Man is hanging by his feet. He's not hanging by his neck. And when the Fool meets the Hanged Man, he realizes that sometimes he needs to look at life from a different perspective. And when you are hanging upside down, nothing gives you a better perspective than that, or a different perspective better than that. Now, the Hanged Man can also be about like enforced periods of waiting. You know, sometimes you just have to wait and there's nothing you can do. And so that is what the Fool realizes from the Hanged Man. The next card is Death. And this shows the Fool that nothing lasts forever and that we are in a constant state of change. Now, this card should not alarm people. Sometimes it does, because they think it means they're going to die. This card does not mean at all that you are going to die or that anyone else is going to die. It's a card about transformation. And the way I look at it is that if you have a caterpillar, the caterpillar has to die to being a caterpillar in order to become a butterfly. So this card is about transformation. It is about letting go of the things that no longer serve you so that you can become what you are meant to be. All right. And granted, sometimes we avoid those transformations. They're uncomfortable, but this is the only way you're going to get to the person that you are going to become, or that you need to become. Okay, and then we have Temperance. Now, the Fool learns from Temperance that balance, harmony, and moderation is the way to a good life. Okay, so the angel on this card is balancing everything. They are pouring the two cups from one to the other. This is about balance, harmony, and moderation. All right, now we come to the Devil, and the Devil is one of the least favorite cards of a lot of people. Again, though, okay, this is not about the actual devil or being, you know, it's not about any of the scary things that people think. I mean, it could be about some scary things, because it's actually about addictions and the things that you are addicted to, the things that you do continually that don't serve you, and the things that you are attracted to and drawn to that can be harmful to you. So whether it's over shopping, whether it's overeating, whether it's drugs or alcohol, whether it's watching too much TV, or doing Facebook excessively, this is all about finding what lures you in with temptation and what has a hold on you that maybe isn't good for you. That's what the Devil's about, okay? And we all have issues with, you know, temptation sometimes, all right? So then comes the Tower. Now, the Tower helps the Fool. Well, the Tower doesn't seem to be very helpful, but what happens when the Tower comes up is that the Fool has had some foundations in his life that have not been strong. Okay, his foundations haven't been strong, and the Tower comes with some sort of a big happening unexpectedly that turns his world upside down. And everything he thought was true comes crashing down. And I think we've all had moments like that, okay? A Tower moment, I call them. And here's the difference. In the Tower moment, the Fool learns that you can get thrown around by the Tower unexpectedly, or you can go with the Tower. You can go with the moment. You can, even though your foundations crumble and you see what's not strong in your life, you can learn from this. This is a super, super card about learning experience that sometimes are unexpected and sometimes are unpleasant, but they happen to everyone, and they're really necessary sometimes in our life to get us where we need to be. But then after the Tower moment, the Fool comes to the Star card. And the Star is filled with transformation, hope, and faith. It's all about hope in the future, and it's a super good card. When you see this card, you're like, yes, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. There is hope for me, and that good things are on the way. And then, when the Fool meets with the Moon, he is reminded about the mystery of life and the fact that not everything is what it seems to be. Okay, this card is about the subconscious. This is where your fears lurk. This is where shadows are. And this is where something may be hidden from you. Okay, so this is what the Moon is about. And after the Fool faces his fears, he comes out into the Sun. And the Sun is one of the most positive cards in the entire tarot deck. The Fool is filled with renewed energy, and he knows that life is abundant and he is blessed. And this card is all about happiness and, good times and fun and wonderful stuff. So the Sun is always a great card, to get in a reading. After the Sun comes the Judgment card, and this card is about being reborn. The Fool has been through all of these experiences, and he is a new person with a new perspective on life. He's traveled this entire soul path, and he is born again. And this card shows that these people are rising from the grave when the angel blows its trumpet, and they are ascending to a new life in heaven. Okay, whether you believe that or not, this card is about new life and new beginnings. And then finally, the Fool reaches the World card, which is all about completion. And the Fool's journey is complete, but once he steps through the wreath with the dancing woman, he finds himself again at the beginning. And what he may find out that this journey is over, but he's about to begin another one. Okay, so this World card is about endings and new beginnings, or the completion of something big, and something's big and finalized, and now you're ready to move on to something new. Okay, so it's about endings and new beginnings, or the completion of one cycle and the beginning of a next in your life. All right, now that is an overview of the Major Arcana. What you need to do is just spend some time with these cards. A really good thing to do is to imagine that you are in the card with this person. If you like to journal, this is a great thing to do. Look at the Fool. Say, imagine that you're there with him. You're talking to him, and, ask him his philosophy on life. Obviously, he's carefree. He is not concerned that he is at the edge of the cliff. He wants to say, hey, what's going to happen if we just go for it? If we just continue, am I going to fly? What's going to happen? And the dog looks like the dog's a little bit concerned. All right, so imagine that you are this new person or meeting this new person who's just starting out in life, and what is his outlook. And when you get the full card, this of course doesn't mean that you should jump off a cliff ever, but it does mean that you should maybe take some risks, some calculated risks, not some dangerous risks, but maybe you should look for some adventure. This is all about doing new things, new beginnings, looking towards something, taking some chances on something you may not have done before. All right. So you can pick any of these cards. Imagine that you're inside the card, that you're talking to the person, that you're looking around, that you're seeing what is going on, and journal about what you imagine. A big thing about tarot, reading tarot, is about using your intuition. So if I get the Hanged Man in a reading for a person and I look at it, now this card could mean, well, it looks like you might have some delays in what you were waiting on, okay? You might have to just hang around. That's air quotes. Boop, boop. Oh, well, it's not there. Hang around for a while. Okay. You probably shouldn't say that because that's corny, but actually that is what it's about. So just hang out. Try to look at things from a different perspective. If there's nothing you can do right now, the best thing to do is do nothing. Okay, except take a look at things. Take a look at it from a different perspective. If you get the Death card, this may mean that there's a major transformation going on in the person's life, that they are ready to make a transformation, or that they need to let loose of the things that are no longer serving them in their life. All right, so if you like to journal, it's nice to journal about the cards. Think to yourself, which ones do I instinctively like? Which cards seem like good cards to me? Which cards seem like not so good cards to me? So obviously most people like the Sun, most people like the World, the Star is great. Most people really don't like the Tower or the Devil. And it's just about life, you know. It's about good things happening and bad things happening. Some you won't like, some you will like, but it's all about life, because everything in life is not lollipops and roses, right? But some of it is. All right, and just know that there's no substitute for spending time with the cards, just looking at them. You can get some books to read. You can get books. One of the books that I actually really like is this Intuitive Tarot by Bridget Esselmont, and she is the founder and owner of Biddy Tarot. That's Biddy Tarot. She has a great website where you know, she has some really involved classes on learning tarot. You can become a certified tarot reader from her, and I have that certification. I learned so much from her classes. So if you're interested in anything like that, visit Biddy Tarot online, and that's great. They have a forum you can join and ask questions and things like that. And also, I would recommend that you start doing readings right away. Don't wait until, don't feel like you have to memorize all the meanings of the cards before you do a reading. If you do that, you're going to become overwhelmed, and you are going to it's just going to be overwhelming, and you're not going to want to do it. So start with it. Start with looking at the pictures. What do they mean to you? You can do readings for your friends, for your family members, and just, you know, practice. That's all you can do. And I have to say, through all the classes I've taken, I've learned the most by doing, okay? You'll learn by doing, so just do it. Now, sometimes it's okay to look at the guidebook. Just don't let it become a crutch, because sometimes what's in the guidebook isn't going to be what you see in the card. And you know what? That's okay. That's totally okay. You will learn to trust your intuition the more you do it. Some books you could use are, let me grab one real quick. One that I started with very first, and it's called Tarot Plain and Simple, and it is by Anthony Lewis. This is what it looks like. This is the book, and it's been, I think it's been reprinted, so it may actually have a different cover now, but it's Tarot Plain and Simple by Anthony Lewis, and it's illustrated with the Robin Wood Tarot, which is another Rider-Waite-based tarot that I like a lot, and he has like a lot of information about the cards. Again, Please don't try to memorize everything. It's just going to, the meanings will come to you. The more you do it, the meanings will come to you. So that is it. That is my introduction to the Major Arcana. The next lesson is going to be all about the Minor Arcana and the suits. Okay, so we may do one lesson for each suit, or we may do just one longer lesson for all of the suits together. I don't want this to overwhelm you. I just want you to feel confident just picking up the cards and just start doing readings. And if you have to look at the book, that's fine. But like I said, don't use it as a crutch. That's not what it's for. And I would not worry about reversed cards to start with. That's totally up to you. A lot of times the reverse card shows blocked energy. So for example, if the Fool is reversed and the Fool is about new adventures and taking risks and doing things, it might mean, if it's reversed, it might mean that that energy is blocked in your life, and that you need to realize that it's a good thing to start taking and going on adventures and start doing the things. So we'll talk more about reverse cards. Like I said, if I were you, I wouldn't worry about them right away, but that's totally up to you. So that's the introduction to the Major Arcana. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments, please leave your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you will consider subscribing to my channel. It's totally free, and if you hit the notification bell, you'll be notified whenever a new video is uploaded. Also, I would love it if you would check out my Facebook page, my Facebook group, which is called 10 Pentacles Tarot and Divination 101. Alright, so if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. And I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. I hope you'll review this video as many times as you like, for the information. And I wish you happy tarot reading and hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.